So I kind of feel like I'm going crazy. I'm improving myself. I'm reading books. I'm lifting weights, right? I'm starting to talk with other guys. Maybe I just started this a couple of months ago, or I've been doing this 4, 5, 6 months even. And I feel like I'm kind of ungrounded and I don't know what's going on. And I keep trying to escalate with her, but it's thrown back in my face. And I just feel like I'm being blown around the ocean. My sails are flapping in the wind and I don't know which way to even head. I can't see land one way or the other. I'm Mr. Jeff Allen. This is Miss Cynthia Cruz with Great Men Move Mountains. We've been in private practice for going on 5 years now. We just finished the C-Note show for today, where Cynthia is the only woman allowed in that space for her professional feminine perspective. Thanks, Cynthia.
Thank you.
And we're talking about the magician archetype over these 2 weeks. The magician of yesterday, we talked about creating magic on the inside and magic on the outside. That fire within your own self to turn your shoulders and conquer the world within your own self and depth as a man. And how to create fire within your relationship, between her legs and her loins as well. That's one of our goals. Is we all want to be hot in relationship forever. That's really the goal: sexually, intimately, passionately, in connection, emotional connection, verbal connection, and physical connection. And so today I wrote, create sacred space for yourself as a man. One way that we feel ungrounded as a guy, or we're all over the place, is you may not have a solid morning ritual that you do in a space that you set up for your own self. Maybe you put a certain pillow on the floor that you sit on. Maybe it's in a space that's quiet that no one else is going to come into. Maybe it's not in the common area of your living space. Maybe it needs to be in a closet where you can go. And I turn some Italian choir music on myself so I can be lost in that kind of space when I do my morning breath practices, the Wim Hof Iceman 10-minute breath practice, which is on YouTube, by the way. So creating space for yourself is important. If you just think that you're the fucking workhorse and you just get up and go to work and be a martyr in your whole life, that's not the way to do it. That's what the nice guy does. That's the creating a slave out of your own self. It's that slave with the white collar or blue collar. It's the collar on and you're still a slave, even though you don't see shackles on your wrist. That's what you're doing to yourself. So creating its own sacred space for your own self. So Cynthia, what does it feel like when a man does this for his own self? When he goes into his cave, his space, makes it what he wants, at least for that space of time, and isn't apologetic about it. He knows that he wants to do that. He knows that it's important. And he used this to manifest the energy that he wants to bring out into the rest of his day, into the rest of the world and his relationship. What is it like when a man has this versus has no idea how to do that at all? What's it feel like to him?
Yeah, I think one of the most, there's so many impacts that can have on the woman in your life, if not women in general, all around you. But I think the biggest one is when you have a space like that, that is for that kind of intentional mindset. It can't help but take the shoulders of the woman in your life and like make them go like that, even without you saying anything. The ritual of it, the routine of it, the you taking the like firepower that is you as a man and directing it with absolute purpose and mindfulness and intent is going to take her extra spidey sense that's always feeling into where you are at emotionally in your mind. Are you feeling kind of like a workhorse in life? And she's going to feel a total shift in you and feel her own relaxation because there's a peacefulness and a groundedness in the cave that you share together that's going to do really amazing things to her physical and emotional being.
That's beautiful. I've got a cherry on top of exactly how to bring some more of the sacred space into your life, more to manifest that type of calmness within her just by you doing these things that I'm talking about. I'll give you one more here in a minute. To reach out to me one-on-one or to talk with us about a consultation, whether you're a man that's in marriage right now, she said she wants space, or you're worried about divorce, or you're wanting to move on from your past relationship and you don't want to fall into rebound, which is one of the most dangerous places. The men that I work with, if their marriage, their version 1.0 of their marriage doesn't work out, you do not want to fall into rebound, even with your ex-wife. You want to have a delineated space there and then move forward with version 2.0 of your marriage, or the other women in your life, the dating and moving forward in your life in a different way. So to talk with me about that, I do no strings attached consult calls. I promise it's going to be incredibly powerful. I don't speak business in the first call at all. Go to www.greatmenmovemountains.com/contact and fill out my form and we'll touch base. So the cherry on top of the sacred space is if you're not doing a 10-minute breathing practice 5 days a week, and if you're not taking a cold shower once in a while, you're missing out on a couple of incredibly easy ways to bring about voluntary tension and a bit of uncomfortability into your life. Masculine practice very often starts off, at least, as uncomfortable. It's a practice of holding tension. For instance, they call it sexual tension for a reason, or if you can control yourself emotionally, you will feel internal tension, which, by the way, is one way of creating magic within yourself. It's harnessing that internal tension to the ways that you want. We talked about that on today's show, of another way to do that, of a drawing activity to do that, a writing activity to do that. These are the things I can talk with you about. So the cold shower may not be fun. Jump in after you go to the gym or after you lift weights or something like that, and hit yourself with a cold shower at least twice a week. This is a way for you to voluntarily face uncomfortability and tension in your life and breathe into it, accept it, right? You're not screaming out in pain. You're the kind of man that's doing this for your own self. Not only the biochemical positive release of this, which there's research on, also for the challenge in that 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of your life. Take on these challenges voluntarily and create that sacred space for yourself. Cynthia, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Go move mountains one step at a time, guys.